Hello everyone and welcome back to another Beamer Fixer video, and in this video we've got a bit of a head-to-head. We have the Kingbolen Ediag Bluetooth Diagnostics tool up against the Carly Bluetooth Diagnostics tool. Now I have done a video on the Carly tool before. I've had mixed feelings about it during the video. It was okay, but since I've been using it, I've kind of fallen out of love with it, and going off of your comments and questions, you have too. Lots of, let's say, not necessarily great feedback with the Carly and their customer service as well. So I'll look at it fairly. I'm gonna, I will give the Kingbolen a run for its money as well. But just kind of a heads up after that video and what you guys are saying, this didn't go down too well. But Kingbolen kindly sent me this one, just as Carly with this, and we're gonna have a look. The features look pretty similar, what they can do. As far as I can remember, I have to look back at the other video. I think this was bi-directional. This definitely is. This is actually a bit cheaper as well. And I'm not sure if this runs on a subscription basis. I don't know if once you bought it, I think you can then purchase more once you get it. But I think it might be free for a year, but I don't think it's a subscription. I think it's a case of once it runs out, you can't use it unless you buy another one, whereas Carly automatically renew it. I'm not 100% on that, just double check, but I'm pretty sure how that works. So we'll plug this in. I'll go through the registration process with you. I'll show you on my phone what we need to do, and then we'll go through some of the features and we'll kind of compare them as best we can. Okay, so first thing what you need to do, if you haven't already, is you're going to need to create an account with Kingbolen. Just simply go to the sign up bit at the bottom, pop in your email address, create a password, and that'll be your account set up. You then need to register the eDiag tool, and you do that by the verification code login. Now in the paperwork in the box, you have a serial number and an activation code. Don't lose those, they're unique to you. The serial number is also on the device, but the activation code is only on that sticker. Then once you've done that, you need to put in the you need to put in the Bluetooth adapter in first, then you can register it because it needs to connect to it. Pop it in there, like so. And then you come to this part where then you can log back in. So I'm going to crack on and log in. Okay, so once you're all logged in, you'll come to this home page here. So just a quick look through the home page. So at the top you have a little torch there, which is handy, especially if you're looking around the engine. Across the top then you have reports, history and coverage list. Your reports are like so you can create reports on any of the scans you do, and what it does is, if I have a look at a previous one that I've done, it'll create it like this. So you puts it into a PDF and you can send it to a customer, a friend, or if you want to keep it for your own service history, you can do that too. I quite like that. So that's the first thing it can do that the Carly can't. Then we have history. So this is a log of all the vehicles that we've done scans on, all have been mine. And then the coverage list, which will give you a full coverage of all the vehicles that are covered by the eDiag, which at the moment I think is about 150. In the center we have the main menus. So we have the all system diagnostic, which is pretty much your go-to. So like it says, that's your enhanced diagnostics for your systems. You can read the fault codes, clear them, read data streams. Something else you can do, you can put the data stream onto a report and attach it to the report as well, which is handy, especially if you're trying to diagnose a problem or an issue, or you want to show it to someone else. Then you can also do the brake bleeding, DPF reset and things. Sorry, beg your pardon, that's the main function. You can do the perform the actuations, so the bi-directional stuff. So that's really handy, and something else you can't do on a Carly. Then you have your maintenance function, so that's where you do your brake bleeding, and your DPF reset and things. And then you have your OBD functions. So that's where it says there you can scan, will inspect emissions, related issues, and problems in the powertrain. Along the bottom we have a little engine symbol. That's to get you back here to your home page. Then we have the trolley or shopping cart if you're in the US, where you can then purchase additional manufacturers there along the bottom, and your systems along the top. So the software at the top. Now with your first year, these are all covered, so you can just download them as you go. You just only have to buy different vehicles, all different manufacturers if you need to. But for the first year, you can download as many as you like, and they stay with you. At the end of the year, you can pay again to either get some more manufacturers, or if there's some more software updates you want to do, but the first year is free. I think that's how it works at the moment. Hopefully that's how it stays. Unlike Carly, where it's a automatic enrollment and it's caught so many people out. I see it a lot in comments. I get a lot of messages about it. They don't make it very clear that it's actually a rolling subscription, but this isn't, as far as I'm aware at the moment anyway. So that's nice. That's another advantage over Carly. And on the far right there, we've got your profile, so your device reports, so you can keep all you have a look through all the reports that you've done, your orders, so anything you've bought, diagnose feedback, your firmware fixes, and you can also contact Kingbolen through there as well. Okay, so let's have a little look. So first of all, let's go into All Systems Diagnostics. And now, the first thing we need to do, we need to connect the app to the device. So we do this by having a look at the VIN decoder. So the device in the OBD port will bleep and change from green to blue, so you know it's connected. Now, in some cases, it might not actually find your code, depending on the age of the vehicle. Mine is getting on now 2006, so what I'm going to do, it's just a bit quicker if I pop it in myself. There we go, so I can just pop that in like so. You can do the same if you need to. Then that way, what it'll do now as well, once it knows what your car is and the modules that it has on board, it will then download the relevant software. So mine, for example, BMW, Rolls-Royce and Mini. So yeah, we've already done that. Okay, so it goes, you get lots of sub-menus now. There's quite a few, but it is easy to navigate. Again, unlike the Carly, I find this a lot easier to navigate. So in the first section, you have the automatically search, the manual select, coding and program, and your anti-theft system. So what this will do, this will automatically scan all the modules for you. So it just takes a second to do that. There we go. So that's all good. So just follow the prompts there. And then after a few seconds, there we go. So as it goes through, it's checking everything now, and will alert you straight away if there is any code stored on any of those modules. There we go. Now from that information, it can generate a health report. So we can do that. So now it's going to go back through now, but it's going to formulate it so it's actually a report. So like I showed you at the start, it's going to go through now and put that all into a report, and then we can have a look at that. So it's just uploading. There we go. So that's the new report there. So it actually has found something there. So we might be able to have a look at that. Okay, and then we can generate a PDF. And then, like I say, you can send that to a friend or whoever. Right, so where was that file? I'll have to find that in a second. So what we could do now. So from that, we can then look at system scan. So that will now go through everything, but then the difference, this will allow us to go into it individually. So let's have a look at the ECM there. That's module information. So this is another, so we've gone down another path now. So we've got the model information. We can read the fault codes there, we can clear them, we can read data, freeze frame, and we have the actuation test. So the data stream, so for example, we could have a look if I started the engine. It might not work because the engine's not on at the moment, no. But what we're going to do, is it going to bring it up for us? No. No, because what happens, it'll disconnect if I start and then turn the engine off, and I can't leave the engine running because it's getting a bit late now. But that brings up a graph, and you can have live data there. And what you can do is you can record it and then attach it to one of those reports, which is nice to do, nice to have. then we have, let's see, the actuation test and the freeze frame. Freeze frame is just literally a freeze frame, take a picture of the data. Actuation test, really good. So this is something that Carly doesn't do. So for example, the electric fan, if we had an issue where the fan wasn't coming on, we wasn't sure if the fan's actually broken or defective or it's a sensor issue, what we can do is we can activate the fan. Let's see if it's going to come on for us. There it comes. There we go. I don't know if you can hear that, but the fan's working lovely. So we can stop that. So yeah, so like I say, in that case, it would be great because it means we know it's not the motor in the fan. We know that's working, so we're looking at a potential sensor issue there. So that would be the actuation test, and like I say, you can go on. You can do fuel pump, for example, exhaust flap, Vanos, variable intake system. So there's lots to do. Again, more than Carly, which is nice. Well, you can't even do this with Carly, but there's across the board, I'm finding there's a lot more to use, or that I can use on this than there was on the Carly app. Crikey, I'm even finding new stuff now as well. Okay, right. So let's go back. We've looked at the health report, system scanning, and diagnostics and everything. Let's have a look. So we can manually select. It has disconnected anyway, bugger. Okay, so let's go back. Okay, so now that's pretty much a real basic look at the all systems diagnostics. Like I say, you can have a look and go through everything individually and everything else, but it's really good, really thorough. I like it. So then we've got our maintenance functions. So your maintenance functions are your brake bleeding for your ABS, for example, your DPF. If it's things that you want, obviously I've not got a diesel, but injectors, or I've already got injectors, oil, that's the reset service lighting things. Let's have a look. That's the battery. That's a really good one to have. What people do is, even now, is when they forget that they have to tell the car it's got a new battery. Problem being, the alternator is compensating for an older battery, so it'll always supply more current and voltage to an older battery to keep it going. What happens when you put a new battery in? It doesn't need that help from the alternator, and what can happen is the alternator can overcharge the battery and cause all sorts of issues and cause the battery to prematurely fail. So it's always important to register a new battery with the car when you get it. But for example, if we were in a diesel and we wanted it, we could just go download, and that's it. And it would just download, and then we'd have that option there. And then your OBD functions, I click on it, but I think it does take takes a little while, but like I say, that brings up everything from the drivetrain and everything as well. So we'll just wait for that to come back out. Oh, there we go. So it's brought them all up there, look. Okay, come back. Okay, so that's a real brief look at the eDiag. Now what we'll do is I will switch over to the Carly and we'll see if there's a comparison. For me already, the eDiag is pretty much beating it, I think, in my opinion, already, just for value for money and the usability of it, the customer service as well. So, but anyway, well, I'll plug in the Carly Bluetooth adapter. Hopefully we can use it somehow, because they cancelled my subscription not long after I did the video for some reason. But yeah, so I'll switch that over now, and then you'll join me back when we have the Carly up and running. Okay, so we've loaded up the Carly app. This is the home page for that, and I've connected the Bluetooth adapter. So looking at the two apps, so similar in terms of, we've got the diagnostics. I believe the eDiag can do more. There is coding, so you can personalize the car more with Carly. But that said, I've heard mixed reviews about that. There wasn't a great deal I could actually code on my car, and I've heard it causing issues with other cars as well. So yeah, that's not a biggie for me. I really like for me it's the diagnostics and the bi-directional and the live data that are quite important to me. So yeah, in fairness, this does have the live data there. You can see used car mileage check, the battery health. You can check that as well on the eDiag. So let's see if we can. What are we doing? Let's see if we can reconnect it, see if it's going to give us some more options what we can look at. What I found with Carly is it shows you lots, but then you realise everything's an upgrade. It seems to be all or nothing. So unless you get the, I think it's 130 or 150 pound subscription, you don't really have a lot at all. This is going to take a long time, I think. So I can back out of it. Okay. So this is doing a compatible. So let's see what it comes back with. So I don't even think it's going to let me. Here we go. So this is its bread and butter. So it's saying diagnostics coding and live data. You can't form a report like you can on the eDiag. Let's see what kind of areas we can have a look at. Also, it has done a. Is it going to let me do it? Let's see. So what I think this is doing is, I think it's done a check, but it's going to try and charge me to have a look and see the results. I think that's what it's going to do. We'll let it run its course. Okay, so that's the scan complete. It took a long time to do. Let's see. So it's saying I've got an issue with my instrument cluster. Interesting. But you can get a free report. Request report. Okay, so yeah, it's constantly trying to just get you to download the or pay for the full access there at the top. So yeah, it's a bit slower, a bit clunkier. Doesn't really necessarily have the tools that I would use. It's personal preference, really. To be fair, for me, it's going to be the Kingbolen Ediag compared to the Carly, but like I say, horses for courses. But there we go. So that's pretty much a look at both the apps, really. I know it's not the greatest detailed one with the Carly one, but like I say, you can watch the video back from a few months ago where I did the video on that. I'll put the link for it in the description. But yeah, so let's summarise and get cleaned up here. Okay, so that's an insight into the Kingbolen Ediag Bluetooth Diagnostics tool. For me, I prefer to use this over the Carly one. I found the software easier to use. It was easier to navigate. I found that the functions were easier to locate and use. I found the information to be in more detail, and there was more detail available from the Kingbolen than there was on the Carly. The function-wise, they're very similar. Like I said, I've not used Carly for a little while, so they may have updated it, and there might be a few more options available on that one. But for me, it was Kingbolen compared over the two of them. Customer service-wise as well. I mean, obviously, if you've heard different, please let me know in the comments. But Kingbolen compared to Carly, it's a bit night and day. Carly seem to have gotten themselves into a bit of a pickle at the moment with customer care and everything else. So, and if you look through the comments on that video, people aren't very happy with that one. So hopefully you'll be happy with this one. I definitely preferred this over the Carly one. So if you are a automotive DIYer, I think a technician or a garage would have something a bit more substantial. But if you're out on a go, if you're a mobile mechanic, it might be worth looking into. But I did enjoy using it. I did like the features. If you would like to a more in-depth video, if you'd like me to do a more in-depth video on some of the features on there, please let me know. I'd be happy to do kind of like a shorter one, or segment it for the different functions on that. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it. I'll leave a link. It's not a commission, but I'll leave a link for that one in the description below. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative. And if you're thinking about the Carly or Kingbolen, sorry, For me, it's the Kingbolen Ediag. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions at all, please reach out, email, Instagram, in the comment section, anything like that. I'll get back to everyone as quick as I can. Thank you very much for my current subscribers. If you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Thank you very much, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.